Today I thought I would do a video on why we use VHS tapes for my toddler and why we plan to use VHS tapes for her as long as we can. She has never watched Netflix, she doesn't even know YouTube exists, and she has never had a tablet. She only watches VHS tapes. There have been a couple of random times, like on a trip, where I've put a Disney Plus movie on for her from my laptop or from a family member's TV, but at home it's only VHS tapes, and I want to talk a little bit about why. But first, I thought it'd be fun to show some of our collection. So yeah, we have a lot that she just doesn't watch, but some of her top that she watches are the Aristocats, Babe. These are all movies that I feel like are pretty appropriate for a 2.5-year-old, what she is. There are a few scary parts sometimes that we have to fast forward. She also randomly loves Muppets Treasure Island, which I had never seen. And this one, a few times I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is appropriate for her. There are a few parts we've had to fast forward, but it's really funny. And then Kiki's Delivery Service, she loves that one. We also have Totoro, another Miyazaki. These are definitely prized possessions. She really loves these. And wow, these are so beautiful. She loves The Lion King. This is a big hit. We always fast forward the big scary part. If you know, you know. Bambi, she loves Bambi. This one, the sad part is kind of abstract enough in the movie that I don't really feel like she knows what happens. We're getting to the point where she does, that she will know, I think, but right now it's easy to just kind of let her watch it, and then the movie kind of moves on really quick after the sad part, and then it's back to fun. So she loves that one. She loves Lady and the Tramp, and let's see, she's recently started watching a little bit of Pocahontas, but this one isn't really a favorite yet. We also have a much bigger collection of VHS tapes in our storage area downstairs that maybe I'll show some clips of now, but we kind of rotate them up or down depending on what we think she'll like. One reason we really love VHS tapes for my toddler and why we will continue to use them, I think, is it is a very intentional way to have media around your child. It has a definite end. There's no autoplay. There's no infinite amount of, material like YouTube or Netflix. There's no algorithm. She watches one thing and then it's done. And a lot of these VHS tapes have a pretty short run time. Like, for example, Lady and the Tramp, this one is 76 minutes. So an hour and 16 minutes. Not that bad. Some of them are even a lot shorter. That one's a little long. This one's 69 minutes. Yeah. So I guess they all probably fall around that time. 88 minutes for Lion King. So yeah, there's a definite end. Another top reason is the curation. We get to choose exactly what she has access to, and we can take one away, take one back, we can, or give one back. We can make sure we know exactly what tapes we have and be very careful about what content's in them, so we know exactly what she's watching all the time. It also has kind of a slow, VHS tapes that have a slow access to them. You have to choose out a tape. You have to put it in. You sometimes have to watch commercials. And yeah, we fast forward the commercials sometimes, but it all takes a little bit more time. It's not instant. And I think it teaches her patience. And a lot of the movies we have are not very fast paced. It's a slow build to a whole story, a whole plot line. There's a lot of character development. And I just think they're great stories also that she's learning. And I think she learns a lot through a lot of these stories. She learns a lot about the world, a lot about dynamics between characters. I think it's just really fun to watch her learn. it also fosters a lot of independence for her. She knows every day that if she wants to watch a movie, she gets to choose exactly which movie she wants. And she's even learned how to put them in, turn it on herself. She knows how to use almost all the buttons on the VCR player. So it's been very good for her in that way, in her independence, I think. She doesn't have to wait for me to do it for her. We do have a smart TV in the basement for my husband and I's use, and that she recently is starting to, be aware of, and but I don't think she views that as a thing that has her type of shows on it, and so she doesn't really. It's not a temptation for her. I think she really likes to just have it up here, and so we have the TV. This CRT is the only TV we have in our main living space. So whenever I'm in the kitchen or feeding the baby in the living room, or we're just hanging out on the main floor of the house, this is the only TV she has access to. And yeah, I think she really loves it. And I know she's missing out on a lot of the popular TV shows right now and more short form things. But I think that's totally fine. I'm okay with her missing out on those. And I know eventually we won't be able to escape her having access to those. But the goal is kind of to keep it as controlled and as minimal for as long as possible while still having a little bit of screen time. For me, it's a way to help me whenever I have to feed the baby and I need to keep her busy. Another thing we really like about it is that it prevents my husband and I from having the temptation to have the TV on in the background watching our own thing when the kids are around. And so it just minimizes the screen time in general in our house. I have a couple of adult, not even adult, but just ones that maybe I enjoy more up here. We also have Father of the Bride and Fiddler on the roof, up on the fireplace, up on the mantle, that are also options for us. But in general, we never really put them on. I also think it's really fun to collect these. My husband kind of got us started on it. We found a lot of them at Goodwill. Anyone can find some at Goodwill, or if you live out west, DI, Desert Industries, we got a lot from there. There's just a lot of thrift stores that carry them. eBay is a great option for more ones that are a little more rare, like these Miyazaki ones. You can find any of them on eBay. I do recommend maybe getting them sealed if it's not that much more expensive, just because every once in a while they don't work very well. But it's really fun to collect, and you never know when something is going to leave a streaming site, so it might be nice to have some stuff in a physical media form. I think there's a growing interest of this type of setup for your kids, as people are trying to find different ways to control their kids' access to media and just kind of figure out a game plan for it. And I think this is just a thing that we have figured out that makes us very comfortable with where we're at with her in media. She doesn't have anything fast. She doesn't know about YouTube or Netflix or anything. And like I said, I know all of those things will definitely be in her future, and we can only prevent it for so long. But right now, this is a really good way to keep it as minimal as possible and to just kind of slow down her exposure to all of that. And I'm really proud of us for doing this. I know it's maybe not for everyone, and it takes some time to figure out a setup like this. My husband thankfully did most of it. He's really into vintage, not even vintage, but older TVs and game systems and VHSs and DVDs and stuff like that. Speaking of DVDs, we do have a DVD collection as well, but we only have a VHS player up here. We did have a combo for a while, but then the DVD player stopped working, so we went back to just a VHS player. So maybe in our future we'll get a DVD VHS combo, and that would open up a lot of options for us. But another thing about VHSs is they are very good for kids in that they cannot be hurt. They're pretty indestructible. So especially the clamshells. We love the clamshells. Comment below if you have, and if you also have a setup like this, or if you're interested in it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.